Have you ever felt like there's more to life than what meets the eye? Like there's a hidden world just waiting to be discovered? Well, you're not alone. Many people feel a pull towards something bigger, something deeper. That's what spirituality is all about. It's about connecting with something greater than ourselves, finding meaning in our lives, and growing as people. Today, we're going to explore some spiritual ideas that could change the way you see the world. These aren't complicated theories or hard-to-understand concepts. They're simple truths that can make a big difference in your life. And the best part? You don't need any special skills or knowledge to use them. They're for everyone, including you. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about spirituality? Well, imagine having a tool that could help you feel more peaceful, more connected, and more alive. That's what spirituality can do for you. It's like having a secret superpower that helps you navigate life's ups and downs. And in today's fast-paced world, where stress and anxiety are all too common, couldn't we all use a little of that superpower? One of the things we'll talk about today is how everything in the universe is connected. It's a mind-blowing idea that can totally change how you see yourself and others. But don't worry, we'll break it down in a way that's easy to understand and apply to your everyday life. So, whether you're new to spirituality or you've been curious about it for a while, this video is for you. We're going to explore 5 key spiritual concepts that can enrich your life, make you feel more connected, and help you find more meaning in your day-to-day experiences. Plus, I'll share a simple exercise that you can try right away to start feeling the benefits of these ideas. Are you ready to dive in? Let's get started on this exciting journey of discovery. Let's start with a big idea. Everything in the universe is connected. Now that might sound a bit out there, but stick with me. Think about a spider web. Each strand is connected to the others, forming one big network. Our universe is a lot like that web. Every person, animal, plant, and even every object is like a point on that web, connected to everything else. This idea of universal connection is found in many spiritual traditions around the world. Some call it oneness or unity consciousness. But you don't need to use fancy terms to understand it. Just think about how your actions affect others. When you smile at someone, it might brighten their day. When you help a friend, it makes both of you feel good. These small actions show how we're all linked together. Now, you might be thinking, that's nice, but how does this help me in my daily life? Well, understanding this connection can change how you treat yourself and others. When you realize that hurting someone else is like hurting a part of yourself, you become kinder and more compassionate. You start to see that we're all in this together, facing similar struggles and joys. This idea can also help you feel less alone. Even when you're by yourself, you're still part of this big, interconnected web of life. It's like being a drop of water in a vast ocean. You're small, but you're also part of something much bigger. Here's a real-life example of how this works. Think about a time when you did something kind for a stranger, like holding the door open or helping someone carry their groceries. Remember how good it made you feel? That warm, fuzzy feeling is your connection to others in action. You made their life a little better, and in turn, you felt better too. That's the universal connection at work. Understanding this connection can also change how you see nature. Every tree, every animal, every blade of grass is part of this same web. When you look at the world this way, you start to care more about the environment. You realize that taking care of nature is really taking care of ourselves. In your daily life, you can practice this idea by simply being more aware. Notice how your mood affects those around you. Pay attention to how other people's actions influence your day. Try to see the connections in everything you do. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that lets you see the invisible threads linking everything together. Remember, this doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone or like everything. It's more about recognizing that we're all part of the same big picture. Even people who seem very different from you are connected to you in this web of life. This understanding can lead to more patience, empathy, and peace in your interactions with others. So the next time you're feeling isolated or disconnected, remember this idea. Take a deep breath and think about your place in this vast, interconnected universe. You're an important part of it all, linked to everything and everyone. This simple shift in perspective can bring a sense of belonging and purpose to your life. Now, let's talk about something that's always with you, your thoughts. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts can change your whole day? Wake up thinking, today's going to be awful, and chances are it will be. But start your day thinking, today's going to be great, and you'll probably have a much better time. That's because your thoughts have power. They shape your reality more than you might realize. This idea that thoughts create reality is a key concept in many spiritual teachings. Some people call it the law of attraction, or mind over matter. But you don't need to use these terms to understand the basic idea. What you think about, you bring about. Think of your mind like a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. What you plant and water will grow. If you plant seeds of worry and fear, you'll grow a garden full of stress and anxiety. But if you plant seeds of hope and positivity, you'll grow a garden of opportunities and joy. It's that simple, and yet so powerful. Now, this doesn't mean that just thinking positive thoughts will magically solve all your problems. Life isn't that easy. But your thoughts do influence how you feel, how you act, and how you respond to what happens around you. And all of that can have a big impact on your life. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine you have a big presentation at work. If you keep thinking, I'm going to mess this up, you'll feel nervous and unsure. This might make you stumble over your words or forget important points. But if you think, I'm prepared and I'll do my best, you'll feel more confident. This confidence will show in your voice and body language, making your presentation much better. So, how can you use this idea in your daily life? Start by paying attention to your thoughts. Notice when you're thinking negatively about yourself or a situation. Then, try to replace those negative thoughts with more positive ones. It might feel weird at first, like you're lying to yourself. But keep at it. Over time, it becomes more natural. Here's a simple way to practice. Each morning, think of 3 good things you expect to happen that day. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're looking forward to your morning coffee or a chat with a friend or watching your favorite show. Focus on these positive thoughts. You'll start your day in a better mood, which can influence how your whole day goes. Remember, this isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good things, the possibilities, and the solutions rather than dwelling on the bad. It's about training your mind to look for the positive. This power of thoughts also extends to how you think about others. When you think kindly about someone, you're more likely to treat them kindly. This can improve your relationships and create a more positive environment around you. One important thing to remember is that changing your thought patterns takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you find yourself slipping into negative thoughts. Just gently guide your mind back to more positive ones. It's like training a puppy. It takes patience and consistency, but the results are worth it. Also, be careful not to use this idea to blame yourself for everything bad that happens. Sometimes life throws challenges our way that aren't our fault. The power of thoughts is about how we respond to these challenges, not about controlling everything that happens to us. Using the power of your thoughts can lead to a more positive outlook on life. You might find yourself feeling happier, more confident, and more at peace. You might also notice opportunities you didn't see before, simply because you're now looking for the good things in life. So pay attention to your thoughts. Are they mostly positive or negative? Are they helping you or holding you back? Remember, you have the power to choose your thoughts. And by choosing more positive, empowering thoughts, you can start to change your life for the better. Now let's talk about something that's always here, but we often forget about: the present moment. It's easy to get caught up thinking about the past or worrying about the future. But the truth is, the only moment we really have is right now, this moment, and the next, and the next. Life happens in the present, not in our memories of the past or our dreams of the future. This idea of focusing on the present moment is a big part of many spiritual practices. Some people call it mindfulness or being present. But you don't need any fancy words to understand it. It's simply about paying attention to what's happening right now instead of getting lost in thoughts about other times. Think about the last time you really enjoyed something. Maybe it was a delicious meal, or a beautiful sunset, or a hug from someone you love. Chances are you were fully present in that moment. You weren't thinking about your to-do list or replaying an argument in your head. You were just there, experiencing life as it happened. That's what being present is all about. Now you might be wondering, why is this so important? Well, living in the present moment can bring a lot of benefits. It can reduce stress and anxiety because you're not worrying about the future. It can help you enjoy life more because you're actually experiencing it, not just rushing through it. And it can improve your relationships because you're really listening and paying attention when you're with others. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine you're taking a walk in nature. If you're lost in thoughts about work or family problems, you might not even notice the beauty around you. But if you focus on the present moment, you'll hear the birds singing, feel the breeze on your skin, smell the fresh air. You'll have a much richer experience, and you'll probably feel more relaxed and happy afterward. So, how can you practice being in the present moment? One simple way is to focus on your breath. Your breath is always happening in the present, so it's a great anchor to bring you back to the now. Try this. Take a deep breath in, and then slowly breathe out. Notice how it feels. Do it again. This simple act can bring you right into the present moment. Another way to practice is to use your senses. Wherever you are right now, try to notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise grounds you in the present moment by connecting you with your immediate environment. You can also practice being present in your daily activities. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're talking to someone, really listen to what they're saying. When you're doing chores, pay attention to the movements of your body. These simple acts of mindfulness can make even routine tasks more enjoyable and meaningful. Now, being present doesn't mean you never think about the past or future. We need to learn from our past and plan for our future. But it's about finding a balance. Many of us spend too much time reliving past events or imagining future scenarios, and not enough time actually living in the now. It's also important to note that staying in the present moment can be challenging at first. Our minds are used to wandering. Don't get frustrated if you find your thoughts drifting away. Just gently bring your attention back to the present. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Living in the present can also help you deal with difficult emotions. When you're feeling sad or angry, try to just observe those feelings without judgment. Notice where you feel them in your body. This present moment awareness can help you process emotions more effectively, instead of getting caught up in stories about why you feel that way. Remember, the present moment is where life happens. It's where you can take action, make choices, and create change. By focusing on the now, you can live more fully and authentically. You can appreciate the small joys of life that you might otherwise miss. And you can respond to challenges more effectively because you're fully aware of what's actually happening, not what you fear might happen. So try to catch yourself when your mind wanders to the past or future. Gently bring your attention back to the present. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? This simple practice, repeated over time, can lead to a more peaceful, more satisfying life. The present moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Learn to unwrap it and enjoy it fully. Certainly. Here's the continuation of the script, covering the next 3 sections of the outline. Let's talk about something that can change your life in a big way: gratitude. Now you might think, gratitude? That's just saying thank you, right? Well, it's much more than that. Gratitude is a powerful spiritual practice that can transform how you see the world and how you feel about your life. Gratitude is about recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life, big and small. It's about focusing on what you have rather than what you lack. This might sound simple, but it can have a huge impact on your happiness and well-being. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to focus on the things that go wrong in your day? Maybe you got stuck in traffic, or you spilled coffee on your shirt, or someone was rude to you. These negative experiences tend to stick in our minds. But what about all the good things that happened? The sun was shining, your favorite song came on the radio, a friend sent you a funny message. We often overlook these positive moments. That's where gratitude comes in. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that helps you see all the good stuff in your life. And the more you practice gratitude, the more good things you start to notice. Now, you might be wondering, How does this help me spiritually? Well, gratitude connects you to something bigger than yourself. When you're grateful, you recognize that many good things in your life come from outside yourself, from other people, from nature, from the universe. This can give you a sense of connection and belonging, which is at the heart of spirituality. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine you're having a tough day at work. Everything seems to be going wrong. But then you take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. You have a job that pays the bills. You have colleagues who support you. You have the skills to handle challenges. Suddenly, your perspective shifts. The problems don't disappear, but they don't seem as overwhelming. So, how can you practice gratitude in your daily life? One simple way is to start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for your morning coffee, or for the comfortable bed you slept in, or for the friend who made you laugh. The key is to really feel the gratitude as you write it down. Another way to practice gratitude is to express it to others. Tell your friends and family what you appreciate about them. Thank the cashier at the store for their service. Compliment a coworker on their hard work. Not only does this spread positivity, but it also strengthens your connections with others. You can also practice gratitude in moments of stress or difficulty. When something goes wrong, try to find something to be grateful for in the situation. Maybe you missed your bus, but you're grateful for the extra time to listen to your favorite podcast while you wait for the next one. This doesn't mean ignoring the negative aspects of life, but it helps you maintain a balanced perspective. Remember, gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing the good things that exist alongside the challenges. It's about choosing to focus on the positive aspects of your life, even when things are tough. Practicing gratitude can have some amazing benefits. It can improve your mood, reduce stress, and even boost your immune system. It can help you sleep better and feel more satisfied with your life. And on a spiritual level, it can deepen your sense of connection to the world around you and to whatever higher power you believe in. One important thing to remember is that gratitude is a practice. It might feel awkward or forced at first, especially if you're going through a difficult time. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you might find yourself automatically noticing things to be grateful for throughout your day. Gratitude can also change how you see yourself. When you focus on the good things in your life, you start to see how much you have to offer the world. This can boost your self-esteem and confidence. You might find yourself feeling more generous and compassionate towards others too. So, try to make gratitude a part of your daily routine. Take a few moments each day to appreciate the good things in your life. Notice the small joys and blessings that you might usually overlook. Share your appreciation with others, and watch how this simple practice begins to transform your perspective, your relationships, and your life. Now let's dive into something that's at the heart of spirituality: the journey of self-discovery. This might sound like a big, intimidating idea, but really it's about getting to know yourself better. It's about understanding who you are, what you value, and what you want out of life. Think of it like being an explorer, but instead of discovering new lands, you're discovering new things about yourself. Just like a real explorer, you might face challenges along the way. You might have to face some truths about yourself that are uncomfortable. but the rewards of this journey can be incredible. Self-discovery is important in spirituality because many spiritual traditions believe that understanding yourself is the key to understanding the world and your place in it. It's like the old saying goes, know thyself. When you know yourself deeply, you can live more authentically and make choices that align with your true self. Now you might be thinking, but I already know myself. I know what I like and don't like. And that's a great start. But self-discovery goes deeper than that. It's about understanding your patterns of thought and behavior, your fears and desires, your strengths and weaknesses. It's about uncovering the parts of yourself that you might have ignored or hidden away. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine someone who always tries to please others, often at the expense of their own needs. Through self-discovery, they might realize that this behavior stems from a fear of rejection. Once they understand this, they can work on building self-confidence and learning to assert their own needs. This leads to healthier relationships and a more fulfilling life. So how do you embark on this journey of self-discovery? One way is through self-reflection. This means taking time to think about your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You might ask yourself questions like, why did I react that way? What do I really want in this situation? What are my core values? Journaling can be a great tool for self-reflection. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you understand them better. You might notice patterns or insights that you hadn't seen before. Don't worry about writing perfectly. This is just for you. Another powerful tool for self-discovery is meditation. When you quiet your mind, you can often hear the whispers of your true self more clearly. You don't need to meditate for hours. Even a few minutes of quiet reflection each day can be beneficial. Trying new experiences can also lead to self-discovery. When you step out of your comfort zone, you learn new things about yourself. Maybe you discover a hidden talent or realize you're braver than you thought. Each new experience is a chance to learn more about who you are. Seeking feedback from others can also be helpful in self-discovery. Sometimes others see things in us that we can't see ourselves. Ask trusted friends or family members what they see as your strengths and weaknesses. Remember, their perspective is just one view. You don't have to agree with everything they say, but it can give you food for thought. It's important to remember that self-discovery is a journey, not a destination. You're not trying to reach a point where you have yourself all figured out. Instead, it's about continually growing and evolving. As you change and grow, you'll keep discovering new things about yourself. Self-discovery can sometimes be challenging. You might uncover things about yourself that you don't like or that make you uncomfortable. That's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to be authentic. Accepting all parts of yourself, the good and the not so good, is part of the journey. As you discover more about yourself, you might find that some of your old beliefs or habits no longer fit who you are. This can be scary, but it's also an opportunity for growth. You can choose to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace what aligns with your true self. Self-discovery can lead to greater self-acceptance and self-love. When you understand yourself better, you can be more compassionate towards yourself. You might find it easier to forgive yourself for mistakes and to celebrate your successes. Remember, the journey of self-discovery is unique for everyone. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The key is to approach it with curiosity and openness. Be willing to question your assumptions about yourself and the world. Be open to new insights and perspectives. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery, you might find that your understanding of spirituality evolves too. You might discover new beliefs or practices that resonate with you, or you might find deeper meaning in the beliefs you already hold. This is all part of the journey. So start exploring. Ask yourself the big questions. Reflect on your experiences. Try new things. Listen to your inner voice. The more you discover about yourself, the more you can live a life that's true to who you really are. And that's what spirituality is all about. Living authentically and in harmony with your true self and the world around you. Let's talk about something that can be really tough, but also incredibly freeing: forgiveness. Now, when you hear the word forgiveness, you might think it's about letting someone off the hook for hurting you. But that's not quite right. Forgiveness is more about freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. It's a powerful spiritual practice that can bring peace to your heart and healing to your relationships. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened or saying that it was okay. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends with someone who hurt you. Instead, forgiveness is about choosing to let go of negative feelings and move forward with your life. It's about breaking the chains that bind you to past hurts. Think of it this way. When you hold on to anger or resentment, it's like carrying around a heavy backpack full of rocks. It weighs you down and makes everything harder. Forgiveness is like taking off that backpack. You might still remember what happened, but you're not carrying the weight of it anymore. Now, you might be wondering, how is forgiveness spiritual? Well, many spiritual traditions see forgiveness as a way to cultivate love and compassion, not just for others, but for yourself too. It's about recognizing our shared humanity, with all its flaws and mistakes. Forgiveness can also help you feel more connected to something bigger than yourself, whether you call that God, the universe, or simply the web of human relationships. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine someone had a friend who betrayed their trust. For months they felt angry and hurt. They replayed the betrayal in their mind over and over. But eventually they realized that holding on to this anger was only hurting themselves. The friend had moved on, but they were still stuck in the past. When they chose to forgive, they felt a weight lift off their shoulders. They found they could think about the situation without feeling that surge of anger. They were free. So how can you practice forgiveness in your life? First, it's important to understand that forgiveness is a process, not a one-time event. It takes time and patience. Here are some steps you can try. Acknowledge your feelings. Don't try to push down your hurt or anger. Recognize that these feelings are valid. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean excusing their actions, but it might help you understand them better. Decide to let go of your resentment. This is a choice you make for your own peace of mind, not for the other person. If possible, express your forgiveness to the other person. But remember, forgiveness can happen even if you never speak to them again. Be patient with yourself. You might need to forgive the same hurt many times before it fully heals. Remember, forgiveness isn't just about forgiving others. it's also about forgiving yourself. We all make mistakes and have regrets. Learning to forgive yourself is just as important as forgiving others. Practicing forgiveness can have some amazing benefits. It can reduce stress and anxiety. It can improve your relationships. It can even have physical health benefits, like lowering blood pressure. On a spiritual level, forgiveness can help you feel more connected to others and to the world around you. One important thing to remember is that forgiveness doesn't mean putting yourself in a position to be hurt again. If someone is consistently harmful to you, it's okay to forgive them from a distance. Forgiveness is about your inner peace, not about maintaining a relationship that's bad for you. Forgiveness can be especially challenging when the hurt is deep or when the other person isn't sorry. In these cases, it can help to remember that forgiveness is for you, not for them. You're choosing to free yourself from the pain of the past. Sometimes people resist forgiveness because they think it means the other person won, or that they're letting them get away with something. But holding on to anger doesn't punish the other person. It only hurts you. Forgiveness is about taking back your power and choosing how you want to feel. Forgiveness can also help break cycles of hurt. When you forgive, you're less likely to pass on your pain to others. This can have a ripple effect, spreading more kindness and understanding in the world. As you practice forgiveness, you might find that it becomes easier over time. You might even start to forgive small annoyances more quickly, leading to more peace in your daily life. Remember, forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. It's okay if it takes time. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you work through this process. Each step towards forgiveness is a step towards greater peace and spiritual growth. So think about where you might be holding on to anger or resentment in your life. Is there someone you need to forgive? Is there a way you need to forgive yourself? Take a deep breath and consider taking that first step towards forgiveness. Your heart, your mind, and your spirit will thank you for it. Certainly. Here are the remaining sections of the script, followed by a conclusion. Now let's put some of what we've learned into practice with a simple but powerful exercise: mindful breathing. This exercise can help you experience the present moment, reduce stress, and connect with your inner self. Don't worry, you don't need any special equipment or skills for this. All you need is your breath and a few minutes of your time. Mindful breathing is a technique used in many spiritual traditions, from Buddhist meditation to Christian contemplative prayer. It's a way to quiet your mind, focus your attention, and become more aware of your body and your surroundings. Even if you've never meditated before, you can benefit from this simple practice. Find a comfortable position. You can sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor or cross-legged on a cushion if that's more comfortable. The important thing is to keep your back straight, but not stiff. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. If you prefer to keep them open, soften your gaze and focus on a spot on the floor a few feet in front of you. Take a moment to notice how your body feels. Are you holding tension anywhere? Try to let that tension go. Now, turn your attention to your breath. Don't try to change your breathing, just notice it. Feel the air moving in and out of your nose or mouth. As you breathe in, silently say to yourself, breathing in. As you breathe out, silently say, breathing out. This helps keep your mind focused on your breath. Your mind will probably wander. That's completely normal. When you notice your thoughts have drifted, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Don't judge yourself for getting distracted. Just come back to the breath. Continue this for a few minutes. You might want to start with just 3 to 5 minutes and gradually increase the time as you get more comfortable with the practice. Remember, the goal isn't to clear your mind completely. It's to practice noticing when your mind wanders and bringing it back to the present moment. Each time you do this, it's like doing a push-up for your brain. You're building your ability to focus and be present. You can do this exercise anytime, anywhere. Try it when you're feeling stressed or when you need to center yourself before an important task. You might even want to start your day with a few minutes of mindful breathing. As you practice, you might notice sensations in your body that you hadn't been aware of before. You might feel more connected to your physical self. You might also find that your thoughts slow down, giving you a sense of calm and clarity. Don't worry if you find this challenging at first. Like any skill, mindfulness takes practice. Be patient with yourself. Even if your mind wanders 100 times during your practice, that's 100 opportunities to practice coming back to the present moment. This simple exercise can be a powerful tool for spiritual growth. It can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, more connected to your body, and more present in your daily life. It can also be a gateway to deeper meditation practices if you choose to explore them. So, why not give it a try right now? Take a few minutes to practice mindful breathing. Notice how you feel before and after. You might be surprised at the difference even a short practice can make. As we explore spirituality, it's natural to have questions. Let's address some common ones that many people have when they're starting their spiritual journey. Do I need to follow a specific religion to be spiritual? This is a question many people ask, and the simple answer is no. While religions often provide a structured path for spiritual growth, spirituality itself is broader than any one religion. It's about your personal connection to something greater than yourself, whether you call that God, the universe, nature, or simply a sense of interconnectedness. Some people find their spirituality within a religious tradition, while others create their own path. What matters is finding what resonates with you and helps you grow as a person. How can I be more spiritual in my daily life? Being spiritual doesn't mean you have to meditate for hours or go on long retreats, although those can be great if you enjoy them. You can bring spirituality into your everyday life in simple ways. Practice mindfulness while doing routine tasks, like washing dishes or walking to work. Express gratitude regularly. Treat others with kindness and compassion. Spend time in nature. Reflect on your actions and try to align them with your values. These small, daily practices can add up to significant spiritual growth over time. What if I don't believe in God? Can I still be spiritual? Absolutely. Spirituality doesn't require belief in a specific deity or any deity at all. Many people have profound spiritual experiences through connecting with nature, practicing mindfulness, or exploring the mysteries of the universe through science. Spirituality is about seeking meaning, purpose, and connection in life. This can take many forms, with or without belief in a higher power. I've tried meditation, but I can't seem to clear my mind. Am I doing it wrong? This is a very common concern, but here's the truth. Meditation isn't about clearing your mind. It's about noticing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Even experienced meditators have thoughts during meditation. The practice is in noticing when your mind has wandered and gently bringing your attention back to your focus, often your breath. Each time you do this, you're strengthening your ability to be present and mindful. How do I know if I'm making progress on my spiritual journey? Spiritual growth isn't always easy to measure, but there are some signs to look out for. You might notice you're more patient or compassionate in difficult situations. You might feel a greater sense of peace or contentment in your daily life. You might find yourself less reactive to stress and more able to respond thoughtfully. You might feel more connected to others and to the world around you. Remember, spiritual growth is a journey, not a destination. It's normal to have ups and downs along the way. What if I have doubts or skepticism about spiritual ideas? Doubts and skepticism are a normal and healthy part of any spiritual journey. In fact, questioning and exploring can lead to deeper understanding and more authentic beliefs. Many spiritual traditions encourage questioning and seeking. The key is to approach your doubts with curiosity rather than judgment. Explore different ideas, read widely, and trust your own experiences. It's okay to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. How can I find a spiritual community? Finding like-minded people can be a great support on your spiritual journey. Look for local meditation groups, yoga classes, or spiritual book clubs. Many religious organizations welcome visitors who are exploring spirituality. Online communities can also be a great resource, especially if you live in an area with limited options. Remember, your spiritual community doesn't have to be formal. It could be a group of friends who share your interests and support your growth. Remember, these are just starting points for exploration. Your spiritual journey is unique to you, and it's okay if your path looks different from someone else's. The most important thing is to stay curious, open-minded, and true to yourself as you explore. Now that we've explored several spiritual concepts and practices, let's talk about your own spiritual journey. Remember, spirituality is deeply personal. Your path will be unique to you, shaped by your experiences, beliefs, and what resonates with your heart and soul. Think of your spiritual journey as an adventure. Like any adventure, it will have its ups and downs, its moments of clarity and confusion. There will be times when you feel deeply connected and inspired, and other times when you might feel lost or doubtful. All of this is normal and part of the process. One important thing to remember is that your spiritual journey is not a race or a competition. There's no finish line to cross, no perfect state to achieve. It's about growth, learning, and becoming more fully yourself. Some days you might take big leaps forward. Other days might feel like you're standing still or even moving backward. That's okay. Every experience is an opportunity for learning and growth. Your journey might involve exploring different spiritual traditions or practices. You might find that certain ideas or practices from various traditions resonate with you. That's perfectly fine. Many people create a spiritual practice that's a blend of different traditions and personal insights. The key is to find what feels authentic and meaningful to you. As you continue on your journey, pay attention to how different practices and ideas make you feel. Do they bring you a sense of peace? Do they help you feel more connected to yourself and others? Do they inspire you to be a better person? These can be good indicators that you're on the right track. Don't be afraid to question things along the way. Healthy skepticism can lead to deeper understanding. If something doesn't feel right to you, it's okay to set it aside. Trust your intuition and your experiences. Remember that your spiritual journey isn't separate from the rest of your life. It's not something you do for an hour a day and then set aside. Instead, try to integrate your spiritual insights and practices into your daily life. How can you bring more mindfulness to your work? How can you practice compassion in your relationships? How can you express gratitude throughout your day? It's also important to be patient with yourself. Spiritual growth often happens slowly, in small, sometimes imperceptible steps. You might not notice changes day to day, but if you look back over months or years, you might be surprised at how far you've come. Don't forget the power of community on your spiritual journey. While your path is your own, connecting with others who are also on a spiritual path can provide support, inspiration, and new perspectives. This could be through a formal spiritual community, a group of like-minded friends, or even online forums and groups. As you continue on your journey, remember to stay open to joy and wonder. Spirituality isn't all serious contemplation. It can also be about celebrating the beauty of life, experiencing awe at the mysteries of the universe, and finding joy in simple moments. Finally, remember that your spiritual journey is lifelong. There's no point where you've finished or learned everything there is to know. Even those considered spiritual masters continue to learn and grow. Embrace this ongoing journey of discovery and growth. We've covered a lot of ground in our exploration of spiritual concepts. From understanding the interconnectedness of all things to practicing mindfulness, from cultivating gratitude to the power of forgiveness, we've touched on ideas that have the potential to transform your life in profound ways. Remember, spirituality isn't about adhering to a set of rules or achieving some perfect state of being. It's about growing, learning, and connecting with yourself, with others, and with something greater than yourself. It's about finding meaning and purpose in your life and living in a way that aligns with your deepest values. The concepts we've discussed, universal connection, the power of thoughts, living in the present moment, gratitude, self-discovery, forgiveness, and mindful breathing, are all tools you can use on your spiritual journey. They're not commandments, but invitations. Invitations to live more fully, to love more deeply, to find more peace and joy in your life. As you move forward from here, I encourage you to be curious and open-minded. Try out different practices and see what resonates with you. Be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. Remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Your spiritual journey is uniquely yours. It may have twists and turns, peaks and valleys. Embrace all of it. The challenges can be opportunities for growth, and the joys can be fuel for your journey. Most importantly, remember that you're not alone on this journey. We're all connected, all part of this grand tapestry of life. Your growth and your light contribute to the whole. As you nurture your own spiritual growth, you're also contributing to the well-being of the world around you. So, take a deep breath. Feel the connection to your own body, to the earth beneath you, to the air around you, You're exactly where you need to be right now. And from here, you can go anywhere. Your spiritual journey is calling. Are you ready to answer? Thank you for joining me on this exploration of spiritual concepts. May your journey be filled with discovery, growth, and joy. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to connect with the deepest part of yourself and with the world around you. Embrace it, live it, and enjoy the journey.